Today on Public Eye News, stuff swap coming to NMU and a fundraiser for GWOS Team Chris and Sean.
Brady Hinshaw has a look at our weather forecast, and Jillian Wernlinger will have sports. Hi, I'm Mason Wallace.
And I'm Jillian Wernlinger, and this is Public Eye News. Next Sunday, Northern Michigan University is holding their annual stuff swap. The swap gives students the opportunity to redistribute useful items to other students rather than throwing them away before the end of the semester. Areas for the swaps are set up in residence halls and lobbies. Students will have the chance to donate or pick up everything from clothes and textbooks to small appliances and more. The stuff swap will take place on April 28th from 1 to 4 p.m. And couples competing in Dancing with Our Stars in Marquette County style are getting ready for the big fundraiser in May by holding their own team-based fundraisers. Team Chris Owsley and Sean Beckman are hosting their game night fundraiser on Wednesday, April 14th at the Marquette Golf Course. The couple is working hard on their jazz routine with their choreographer from Northern Michigan University. They'll play 3 games, one based off Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, another like The Singing Bee, and a third game based off Ellen DeGeneres' Game of Thrones called You Bet Your Wife. It all starts at 5:30 p.m. at the Marquette Golf Course with games beginning at 7 p.m.
The Marquette County Solid Waste Management Authority Board discussed the future of single-stream recycling Wednesday night. The Marquette County Board rejected the authority's request for a ballot proposal asking for 1/10 of a mil. The authority still wants to bring single-stream recycling to Marquette and are now exploring other options for fundraising such as grants, loans, tipping fee increases, or tax increases. No decision was made at Wednesday, but they are looking to further the conversation to their May meeting. And the Detroit Red Wings are set to face the St. Louis Blues at the Calumet Coliseum in the Kraft Hockeyville preseason game at 7 p.m. on Thursday, September 26th. A lottery system will be used to dispense the tickets, but other technical aspects of exactly how they will be awarded have not been decided yet. While only a small number of lucky fans will win the tickets to the game, head of media relations for the Coliseum, John Carroll, said they are considering putting large screens outside the venue so more people can enjoy the evening. Any changes that are made to the Coliseum for the game will not affect the character of the building.
April is known nationwide as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. The Oscar G. Johnson VA Medical Center is raising awareness on sexual trauma that veterans may have faced from being in the military. They offer services to victims, including teaching coping mechanisms and hosting support groups. Veterans who are interested in hearing more about the services they offer can call the hospital directly at 906-774-3300. And a Michigan-based Native American tribe wants to implement water quality standards under the Clean Water Act for its reservation. The Daily Mining Gazette of Houghton reports the Environmental Protection Agency is seeking public comment on the proposal by the Keweenaw Bay Indian Community's application. If the proposal is approved, the tribe would be allowed to develop and maintain its own water quality standards for surface waters on its reservation. Concerns about water quality potentially affecting the Upper Peninsula Reservation are linked to areas such as cattle farming, commercial logging, mining, illegal dumping, and lawn chemicals. The public comment period is open until May 23rd. Officials announced earlier this year that the EPA awarded a $195,000 grant to the tribe in order to modernize its environmental data reporting system. And stay tuned, after the break we'll be back with your national and international news.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. This week on UTR, we're back in the UP with more stuff for you to see and do. We'll chow at a Stein house you'll wish was your house, embark on the Eben Ice Caves, and show you a snowmobiler's paradise. We'll even snowshoe the trails at Tequamanon. This isn't under the radar. You just gotta see.
Tonight at 9:30, Friday at 5 p.m., and Saturday night at 10:30.
Wildlife and health officials are taking steps to prepare for potentially dangerous parasites that could gain a stronghold due to Alaska's warming climate. Non-native ticks represent threats to wildlife and people because they carry and transmit pathogens. A $125,000 grant from the National Institutes of Health will sample ticks and create a model forest to show where the ticks can thrive. Alaska has a handful of native ticks that attach to squirrels, snowshoe hares, and birds, along with moose, dogs, and cats, but officials say no one buys bug or tick repellent. 10 Alaskans reported Lyme disease in 2016, but all were exposed in other states. And a man is in custody after he allegedly brought gasoline and lighters into St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York. It happened just 2 days after a massive fire nearly destroyed Paris' Notre Dame Cathedral. CBS's Mola Lengi reports from New York.
There is still a noticeable police presence here outside the cathedral as a precautionary measure. As sources are telling our New York station WCBS, the man in custody is 37-year-old Mark Lamparello from New Jersey. Police say he parked his minivan outside the historic cathedral just before 8 p.m. last night. He then tried entering the building carrying 4 gallons of gasoline, 2 bottles of lighter fluid, and 2 butane lighters. He was quickly stopped by security inside and turned away, but not before police say he spilled gasoline on the floor. Counter-terror police outside followed him back to his car, where he told them he was just cutting through the cathedral and that his car was out of gas. But police found that that was not the case and took him into custody. NYPD officials say the incident was suspicious, of course, given the timing after the fire at Notre Dame in Paris, and they are not ruling out terrorism. Now, no charges have been announced as of this morning, but a large police presence is expected outside the cathedral throughout the day as authorities continue to investigate what happened. Mola Lengi, CBS News, New York.
According to a new study, more than a dozen wild bee species critical to pollinating everything from blueberries to apples in New England are on the decline. They examined 119 species in the state of New Hampshire from a museum collection at the college dating back 125 years and concluded that 14 species found across New England were on the decline by as much as 90%. For more than a decade, bees have been on the decline across the globe. Scientists have blamed a range of factors, including insecticides like parasites, disease, climate change, and lack of a diverse food supply. 8 species studied from the collection have seen the numbers increasing in New Hampshire. Researchers discovered they could use the success of these wild bees to develop management strategies for those faring worse. And a diver who helped rescue a youth soccer team from a flooded cave in Thailand last year is recovering after his own rescue this week. Josh Bratchley went into a cave on Tuesday and wound up being trapped until last night. Meg Oliver reports from Jackson County, Tennessee.
Josh Bratchley and 4 other divers were exploring a cave more than 60 miles northeast of Nashville Tuesday. Bratchley got separated from the group, losing contact with the rope guiding him through water so muddy there was zero visibility. Bratchley is not just an experienced cave diver. He was a member of the elite group of British rescuers in July who successfully pulled 12 youth soccer players and their coach from a flooded cave in Thailand. But now Bratchley was trapped in a cave that presented special challenges.
It's just a lot of ups and downs, jagged rock turns, silty, low visibility.
Ed Sorensen was one of the rescuers called in from Arkansas and Florida. First to arrive, he decided not to wait to enter the cave.
The whole time I was looking up in all the crevices, what little visibility I had, looking for a body, because I really thought it was going to be a body recovery.
Bratchley found his way to an open space. The water around him was 40 feet deep, but he climbed to a shelf in the cave with a roof about 7 feet above him. When you first saw him, what did he look like?
He was covered head to toe mud. He looked, there wasn't a spot on his body that wasn't mud. His face was muddy, his helmet was muddy.
Bratchley had been trapped for more than a day, but Sorensen guided him out in less than an hour. So this must have been such a role reversal for him. How did he handle it?
Very well. Cave diving is about 80% mental. He was very calm. One of the next things he said to me was, "My friends are never going to let me live this down." And I said, "At least you're here to not live it down."
Bratchley was evaluated by doctors at the scene, but appeared alert and awake and refused any medical treatment. He had just one request. He wanted some pizza. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Jackson County, Tennessee.
And stay tuned after this break. We'll have your weather and sports.
ground we walk on, we could fall through at any time.
But why should it always be like that?
Because it is.
Whatever you think, you can never win.
Les Miserables on Masterpiece.
Tonight at 10 on Public TV 13.
And welcome back to this weather. Today, I am your weatherman, Brady Hinshaw. Behind me, it's a gray and cloudy sky out today. But looking at our current conditions, we have some clouds, as you can tell, as the grass is going. But yeah, and it is cloudy outside with a temperature of 37 degrees and winds out of the north at 19 miles an hour and a barometric pressure of 29.69 and falling. Looking at tonight, we have some rain with a low of 35 and winds out of the north-northwest at 18 miles an hour. Looking at tomorrow, we have partly cloudy with a high of 50 and winds out of the north at 11 miles an hour. Looking at our beautiful UP, it's looking pretty gray as it is cloudy all over the UP with 43 degrees in Sault Ste. Marie, 40 in Manistique, 41 in Escanaba, and 42 in Menominee. Looking at our western half, we have 40 in Iron Mountain, 39 in Ironwood, 42 in Houghton, and 37 back here in Marquette. Looking at our week ahead, Saturday it's supposed to warm up with a high of 60 and a low of 40 and sunny. Sunday a high of 47 and a low of 36 and cloudy. Monday a high of 44 with a low of 34 and partly cloudy. Well, Jillian, as the temperatures are warming up, I hear you have a heated Midwest rivalry.
That's right, Brady. The Pistons really gave it their all. Last night, the Pistons faced off against the Bucks. The Pistons put up a better fight than in the opener, trailing by 7 after the first quarter and taking a surprising 59-58 lead into halftime. However, it wasn't enough. The Bucks turned that deficit over in the third quarter, outscoring the Pistons 35-17 and rolling to a 120-99 victory in Game 2. The difference was the third quarter when Giannis Antetokounmpo, who got his third foul in the second quarter, erupted for 13 of his 26 points and changed the game almost single-handedly. And over to women's lacrosse, the team of Northern Michigan University will compete its regular season at home this week with a pair of GLIAC games in the Superior Dome. The Wildcats host Indianapolis at 7 p.m., Thursday before facing Ashland at 11 a.m. Saturday for Senior Day, the Ashland match may determine who earns the final GLIAC playoff position. Ashland, in its first year of lacrosse, holds down the last tournament spot with the Wildcats a game behind. Fans can follow the team in several ways online, including at Enemy Wildcats on Twitter throughout the week. And junior Rachel Helm was the biggest story on the Northern Michigan University women's swimming and diving team for the third straight season. While she didn't win an NCAA Division II national championship in a backstroke event like she did as a freshman and sophomore, she did earn a number of other high-profile honors. Helm from Newcastle, England, was named GLIAC Swimmer of the Year for the second straight season after setting 3 records and winning 4 titles at the conference meet, then won full All-American honors in 3 national meet events, and honorary All-American plaudits in a 4th. Helm set a GLIAC meet and NMU record in the 200-yard individual medley at the conference meet, then also broke the GLIAC record in the 200 backstroke. She also won the 100 back and 100 butterfly. And that's all the time we have for you today on Your Public Eye News. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.